Hello, my name is Bill and welcome to Mind Your Crypto. We have the most important, not if, the most important in the recent history of Bitcoin. I want you to stay focused in every detail that we are going to see because it is very important to see all the details. Before we begin, I hope that you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. Let's start right now by simply saying what Bitcoin is going to do. So what I think it will happen is that if we close below on the weekly frame than the 34.1k to 34k around there, then forget about any bullish cycle. We are going into a very huge bearish momentum. That being said, forget about my video that May will be bullish. It won't be, and I will be wrong. If we can manage to pull it off and close above the 34k in the weekly frame, then I can still be right. But if we do not, then I'm afraid I will be totally wrong. Of course, this is one of the most important resistance levels and of course support levels that we have to make. This is our last chance of this bottom trend line to be our last hope to remain in a very good shape for Bitcoin. But other than that, I do not think that if we do not hold it on the weekly frame, we are going to see next BTC levels of 42k and so on. I do believe that the 28,000 and below will come, and eventually this will bring depression and despair for the crypto market. What we are having right here is a very nice pitchfork tool as well. This pitchfork right there represents the last support level, and you can see it collides perfectly with the 34k that we have. So if we do not make it above and if we do not close above, then we won't be going into the next price targets. If we do not have a buying pressure this week, then I'm afraid that the next weeks will be bearish as well. And especially this would be the case that today we need to have it, right? If we have it today, even this will be better. However, the weekly frame for me is the most important one. If we can manage to stay above, then it's all good. If we do not, then we are going to crumble down all the way below the 28,000 Tether USD. What investors are seeing is not only DXY, it is not the increase to the interest hikes, while we cannot see any improvement at all. We cannot find any solution to this global stuff that we have. We have, of course, the war. We have eventually very crazy situations coming in. But most importantly, what investors saw in the crypto market is that we closed below the 20-day MA on the monthly frame, in which we discussed about it is bearish, but for the next months for summer, well, this might be wrong. Okay, we could be bearish even for this month. And I could be wrong, and the May should be going even further down. For now, what we hope to see is eventually to go higher from the 24k or so, while the cipher pattern suggests that we are not going to do that. Instead, what we are going to do is simply go to the below 20k. But is this logical? Because we have not seen any other things like this, okay, in the crypto space. So Bitcoin should be stopping around here. But is this logical? Because then we will go to the previous all-time high cycle. And we have never done that with crypto. We have never done that with Bitcoin, I mean. Bitcoin has never reached, in a bear cycle, the previous all-time high of the previous cycle. So this is a paradox that Bitcoin has. What can we do right there? What are the odds of achieving this support level while we have never done that? Can we do that, or will the bullish cycle begin and we are all wrong? Or will the bullish cycle maintain and we are all wrong, right? What will happen with the crypto market? We need to stay and to close above the 34k. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum right here as well, you can check it out, you can see it out. It will follow Bitcoin. No matter what we are going to do, it will follow Bitcoin. Okay, it won't be going up if Bitcoin goes down to 28K. None of the altcoins, and eventually the 3.9K that we had as a possibility for Ethereum would not be the case anymore. Okay, so for now, Ethereum, what it's going to do is to follow Bitcoin. We are in a very, very huge downtrend, as you can see over the last few days. Commodity channel index into an oversold, RSI not yet, we can correct more. The thing right here is if Bitcoin is capable of holding the weekly frame. That's all we want to see, that's all we want to do. The 34K on the weekly frame. Let's go to DXY. DXY right here that many investors have always spot on, and they said that because we are going higher, then it happens that we are seeing Bitcoin crumbling down. The things are not in this case. I mean that yes, DXY has a correlation with the Bitcoin, not a strong correlation though. The Pearson's R is not having a strong correlation with DXY. However, where DXY is going to go, I think, is presented in this week of distribution schematic. Okay, so if I just zoom it in a little bit, you can see that for the time being, we are in this upthrust after distribution. That's what I think about it. Okay, so if we remove the drawings right here and we go all the way to the weekly frame, you will see that we are having a very high risk. I think the next target that possibly DXY could potentially go, would be the N108. But from there, we are going to go further down. In the meantime, we might not achieve the 108, stop around in the middle, and then fall down. We have some very bearish scenarios going on for DXY, and we could be potentially in a top peak where we can see a correction finally on the weekly frame, and BTC might be getting a little bit more pumped. However, for BTC right now, what we need to do is very clear. Else, be prepared for something very bearish, more bearish than we already have. The minus 12% will be nothing. We can go down all the way right here. Okay, we can even go down minus 30%. This, as you can see, will bring despair in the market, and many investors will try to run out, but it will be too late. 34K on the weekly, if we can manage to pull it off, then nice days will be coming. And if we can manage to pull off the 34K, then what we are going to do is simply to go all the way up into maybe the 41K and the 42K. But if we cannot manage to do that, then I'm afraid that we are going to go all the way down. There are many people that are saying we formed here between 17 January and 2nd May a bullish RSI divergence. Okay, although this is kind of true on 2nd May, right? You can see the close. Okay, right here, bullish RSI. We had the lower low pattern, but actually it might not be the case for now. Let's hope that it is, but it might not be the case. I do not think that we are extremely bullish. Good news that we have the commodity channel index in an oversold, but at the same time, I do not think that this will hold us up if we close below the 34K. This is all a matter of price analysis now, not technical analysis. Leave behind the technical analysis, focus more on the price analysis, focus more on the targets. Because eventually, if we are about to close below the 34K, then I do not think there is any hope left for crypto market to go up. Then short positions will open, people will go crazy, we are going to see maybe a huge sell-off, and the next weeks will be the case. We are going further down and down. So what do we need to do? Even today, this would be fantastic to pump from here and eventually make a nice plus 5% or plus 4% from now on. We just need to make a nice pump, to have a nice pump, so we could go potentially even higher. Okay, because right now 34K will be the case, and then what we are going to have is depression. Depression will come, and many people will think that this is over. Crypto market is a bubble. You will hear tons of things when we have a correction going on. Okay, be prepared though. If we do not go above the 34k, this is the end. But if we can hold the 34k, this is not the end. Be prepared for everything from now on, because here the risk is very, very high. And you should not enter recklessly any trade for now. You should be focusing more on the mid-term and of course on positions that you think that you can handle. Do not go for the very, very lower time frame pumps. Okay, because you can get disappointed. Bitcoin could pump, but Bitcoin could fall further down. You're having a risk right now. The short term seems like we could have potentially a recovery, although we are not seeing any bullish RSI divergences. We are not seeing anything that we can say that we are from now going all the way higher. We saw one bullish RSI right here, but the closing and this price action right now has brought a little bit of despair, especially right now that we are soon enough to close the 4-hour frame in just 1 hour from the time that I record the video. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Please stay safe and of course do not do any reckless mistakes right there. Do not trust anyone at all rather than your technical analysis if you know, or people that are rational about the price action and they are not saying huge bullish things or they are not saying huge things that will cause dump without a reason. But right now, it is true that BTC does not seem so healthy for the time being. And if we have a closing below on the weekly, then I'm afraid this is going to be the end of a nice bull cycle. Do not forget, of course, to join our monthly subscription to handle this perfectly and see you soon with many more videos. Bye.